That's kind of silly. We used, where I come from, we used to have a saying that everything with a beach and things like that, all you needed was a pair of bathing trunks and a toothbrush, then the rest would go. Well, well, can't always do the whole shebang, can you? I mean, there is so many games, and sometimes you want to play something else. I know those games I actually probably should be playing a little bit more than I do, but I can't be asked because then it will turn into grinding, and then I will be sitting and being in a very bad mood. So yeah, I'm fully with you there. It's one thing I always speculated about when people travel on winter holidays to do winter sports. They bring so much hot clothing and stuff. Yeah. I fully understand that. What's that nice plane again? It's a B-fighter. Yeah, no, I know when things comes out and you want to do it, and I have the same with certain games, but the thing is, playing online games, it gets me a little bit too wound up at the moment, and because I get so annoyed when people are actually not playing. Yeah, now I prefer the same. I love going somewhere where it's, let's call it spring-like. It doesn't have to be too hot, but where you can move around in t-shirt and shorts without getting blue anywhere. And where you can sit and eat and drink outside with and it's pleasant. That's my favorite. No, I must admit, I have been some very hot places, and that is. My kids always make fun. Yeah. Well, I only been to North Africa, and I enjoyed Morocco because that was actually a very nice time of year we were there. So it was not overly warm, but it was warm enough to, you know, shorts, t-shirt, sitting outside. You didn't boil, and you didn't freeze. So that was really nice. But I have been I was once sent to my former work as headquarters in Florida, and I was sent over high summer. That was not a pleasure. You know, you come from all this air-conditioned environment and come outside and you feel you've been hit in the face with a wet towel. And may I add, a wet hot towel, not even a cold one. Well, I was sent over in December once. That was really pleasant because they thought it was cold, and it was 20 something degrees Celsius. And I enjoyed that. But the locals were putting on coats. That's one thing I always had fun with. But yeah. Yeah. That was exactly the same feeling I had when I came out of the airport in Miami. Uh, it it really hit me, and I used to be a smoker, so when traveling, the first thing you think about is getting outside and have a cigarette. And it was a very, very quick cigarette, and there was a driver which came to pick me up, and he kept telling me I got air conditioning in the car, and I actually, even though I don't like air conditioning, I went for it very quickly. So yeah, sometimes you change your mind in the middle of things. But my kids always make fun of me because they love this. Wow, it's not completely true, but they love the shopping experience when we go places, and um, we went to Japan, and it was also very, very hot there in Tokyo when we arrived. It was actually worse than I had expected. So they made a lot of fun with me because I actually went into shops because there was air conditioning voluntarily, and they mocked me with that. Bastards. I already have one mission to feed creatures, so I just add to that. I'm not killing any more of them right now. That is not interesting. That I'm not. I done my sentinels today. So if I do more of them, I need to. But one thing I love when you get off a plane somewhere, you have, well, even if you've been there, it's the local smells, and some places you can smell food stuff and stuff in the air. I always find that very intriguing. Yeah, there's It's kind of funny because we used to live in another part of Reading, and there was a road where all these takeaway places were side by side, and you know, there was Indian, there was Turkish kebab, and pizza places, and Chinese chicken, Chinese, and when you walked like a spring evening and past all these, it smelled like you were out traveling. It was really, it kept trigger memories by the smells for me, and that was kind of funny. Um, so yeah, uh, I need to find that planet. Um, but yeah. I remember getting off the plane in Morocco, and the air was smelling from spices, and I never experienced that way before. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't even have to be good food. It's just that smell. I think it comes back to when, as very young, we traveled to the first package holidays we went on was to Spain, and the smell there was so different from what we were used to. So I think that's unfortunately, my parents were like most Brits are. They didn't want to eat local food, so oh yeah, I could imagine. I really could imagine. That's one place I haven't been, so that is absolutely on the wish list. Middle and South America we haven't visited yet. Hey, don't do that. Well, it would help if I could see. Oh dear. Is it a mountain or something like that? I normally can land on mountains. Jesus, what is this place? Thank you. Ugh. Yeah. But it is one thing that I always, it's always been one of my pleasures with traveling is actually the local life, local bars, local coffee shops, local restaurants, eat what they eat, because I want to try it out as it's done the local place. Because I know you can go and eat Indian in a restaurant in Britain, but I know that it tastes very different from some food you get in Mumbai or Delhi or wherever you go. It will be different, and the same with Spanish food. It is very different in Spain, and in any Spanish-speaking country, you will get the same type of food, but it will be different from place to place. I know there's dishes you can get in Spain and in Mexico, and they will be very different, even though they were supposedly should be the same.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
Now, my son and I are both very open on food and want to try everything out. My daughter is a little bit more, I normally say a little bit fish and chippy type, but she has opened up to a lot of different food as well. So it's not only the normal food anymore. And there's a thing where, for instance, going to Japan, you had no clue what you were eating because you chose your food from a picture or from a plastic display, and it looked like something you knew, maybe, but you were not always sure what you were actually eating. So that was the biggest culture shock for her. That was well, I can see there is some vegetables, some meat type, and rice, always rice. Okay, that was quick. I like the fact that some missions are done before you actually find out what you exactly had to do. Well, I always had it on my list because I always been fascinated by the historical part of Japan. So I always had it on my list, and then I was sent out with work for 2 weeks, and because it was work, I felt I did not even scratch the surface, but I have never found a place where things like food was so honest as it was. Never got any cheap food, which was not cheap, so to speak. It was never they were never trying to cheat people. They are so honest with what they do. And if you order some food, the price and the quality would always fit. And the cultural part of Japan I find very, very interesting. But of course that's that's again what you like.
Units received. Units received. Units received.
I would say the biggest thing for me in Japan has been exploring the food. That was really, because there is so much diversity in it. You can go from raw fish to the most expensive beef, for instance, and it is always prepared absolutely immaculate. There is no cheapiness in that. Well, the thing is, my daughter is a big Nintendo fan, so she wanted to see all these things which relates to that, and of course she was not disappointed. She brought a whole bag full of plushies from Pokemon and well, all those kind of things. My son wanted to ride the bullet train, and he got that. We went from Tokyo to Osaka with the bullet train, and that was absolutely amazing trying that. They even had a smoking room on the train. The funny thing is, it's illegal in Japan to smoke on the street, but they had smoking rooms everywhere, and restaurants allowed it as well. So it was in a way paradise for people like us. Now I went to this, that goes a little bit easier everywhere. No, I found there's well, my daughter use these weird tasters, bubble gum or cotton candy, and whatever she finds she likes. But for my son and me, we both just doing tobacco, and there's no smell with it or anything. The clothes is fine. We don't stink up everything, so it's much better. What I can feel is my health has become much better since I stopped smoking. And the good thing is I can taste food again. That was one thing I didn't realize how bad that actually was. That it had affected my taste buds so badly.
Units received. Alert. Navigational data received.
Yeah, but I still have a couple more. Oh. Yeah, I know how to do that. Where did he go? Need a couple more. No, it's weird with waving because we tried some years ago and that didn't really work out, and I don't know why. I think we might have gotten the wrong things and or gotten wrong about it, but when we started this project, it actually very quickly found out that worked, and we were all happy with it, and the cigarette just went,
Alert.
and we haven't looked back ever since. Well, I will say my daughter and I were on a city break to Vienna, and she got tempted to buy some cigarettes, and she said, I want to see how that feels. I said, okay, that's fine. Let's try that. And she bought a pack of cigarettes. We smoked one each, and that was not a very pleasant experience. We both felt absolutely wrong. It was like the first time you smoked. We were coughing. We were feeling like we were going to. So no, that was a bad idea, and we have never gone back to try that again. So it's a little bit funny with Japan, because many people will tell you that the Japanese are very closed off. They don't talk to strangers. They frown upon white people and blah 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 blah. It's BS, because if you engage with them, they engage with you, and we had several chit-chats with people in restaurants and bars, coffee shops, and on the train even. So, yeah, they are not so secluded as people try to make them. And they are always very, very nice and polite. And it's an extreme clean country. That's one thing I really like. So that was that. That was kind of stupid. Oh well. So forwards and onwards. So we need to. I got up a black hole. Do I still have that? No. Or do I? There. So I'm trying to get a little bit further into the galaxy, so I'm going for some black holes to take those a little bit further jumps and see if I get somewhere, but it's the last one I took was hardly anywhere, so but it came up, there was another one, and is this the one I already was in? No. Where's your planet? So it's an outlaw system. I don't have much expectation. The black hole is pulling me. Need to use a little bit more power to move around. Don't do that. Yeah, that is. That's the same in many places in the Caribbean. When they find out you're not Americans, they are very, very nice. I don't know what the Americans have done, people. Okay, I know with Mexico, but many of the islands in the Caribbean, they haven't really done anything, have they? I might be wrong. But yeah, I heard that before with Mexico. They do not like their northern neighbors. So that was the second game crash today. The first one was my own fault. I'm not sure this one was. No, it's funny. I used to. Where am I? Is that my last save? So I have handed in what I had. Yeah. Um, no, I do find Americans quite friendly when you are there. I mean, that's one of the annoying things traveling with work is you are a lot alone when you're going out eating because, well, people can't constantly be babysitting you. So um, and that's kind of fine. I do sometimes expect that. Where on earth am I supposed to go with that mission? Uh, um, no, I encountered that as well. Sometimes at dinner, I'm sitting chit-chatting with people and at the bar at the hotel as well. And they were extremely nice. And of course, my colleagues was, but um, damn, what am I doing here? Have I gotten too far away from where I was supposed to go? Yeah, where? Is it in this system? Is it in another system? The only thing is, I got one reminder of how US can be. Someone was shot just outside the hotel. So, um, you have to be aware that not everywhere you can move totally freely around in safety. Yeah, it's a scaly planet. It means that everything is in hexagons. They are quite funny. It looks like a designer who was designing for another game. I heard that I always had. I hope I can get to see Carnival in Rio, but everyone tells me I'm insane wanting to go there because it should be so unsafe. But I don't know. I'm very good at mingling in, and I haven't normally had any issues.
Units received. Units received.
I'm not the type of person who ends up in bar fights all the time and stuff like that. Yeah, I have heard that.
Units received.
Well, a Brazilian guy actually said to me, instead of going to Rio, go to Sao Paulo instead, because that should be much more safe for non-Brazilians. I don't know if it's true. Should be some sort of animal. Might be the only one, so I have a feeling there. That way. Oop.
Units received.
Or is that the only one there is? Well, so I take the bonus. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if you go to the wrong places in London, it's not safe. If you go to the wrong places in Birmingham, it's not safe. So it's a lot about common sense. You don't go into the favelas after dark unless you have someone local with you, and they make sure you come out again. So they kept telling us about in Morocco that don't go out after dark because, well, don't leave the hotel without someone local because it's not safe. And you know what? I was there with my son, and we were talking about it, and how bad can it actually be. So we made sure we didn't have any valuables on us, and went out. And you know what? The only thing we encountered was someone asking if we could spare a bottle of water. And I never encountered anyone asking for water. Money, cigarettes, stuff like that happens all the time, especially here in Britain. So we gave him a 2 liters bottle of water, and he was very happy, and there was no issues whatsoever. And yeah, certain places in Marrakesh, they especially around the market there, they try to scam us a little bit for money and stuff like that. But again, you know it happens. That's when you know it goes on. You just use your common sense and don't do stupid things. That's always been my golden rule. Don't do stupid things. Now the thing is, we always travel 2 and 2 because of the dog. We don't want to put her up with kennels or friends or stuff like that. So one of us always stay behind, unless we go to some place in Britain with where we can bring her. But that's one of these. Okay, hit me then. The hell? Hit me again. I soon start singing Britney Spears, I think. Hit me one more time. Yeah, but it's a little bit easier with cats, I find, because they're okay being on their own and just get fed and the litter box cleaned and stuff like that. Um, we don't feel we can do that with the dog. Before we had the dog, we had someone coming by and feeding the cat as well, and he was quite happy staying in his environment and not being moved. So this was not what I wanted. Now we have thought about maybe get family to come across, stay for a week and look after the dog and stuff like that, but it hasn't really worked out yet. But so I didn't come any closer where to go with that mission, but I think I might have gone away from where it was. And that might be stupid. I think I have to abandon it because I don't want to spend the whole evening looking for a planet. Now I will try to get to the black hole again. See if I can crash the game again. Then it wouldn't be the first time. Yeah, I always find cats was easier because you just need someone to come, but it's more difficult with a dog, especially with ours, because she is a border collie and she needs to be walked quite a bit every day. Not for her needs, but for her, well, it's another sort of need. And preferably someone will want to play with her as well. Talk about the devil. Can you close the door after you as well? Can you? You're supposed to be a very smart breed of dog. Can you close the door? I don't have time. I need to look out of the window. Yeah, okay. At least we got to the station this time without a crash. That is positive. So if you ever need to teleport to and from stations, you have to go through your bases. Well, everything else is out. Bear with me a second, I need to close door. It gets so drafty when it's fully open, so. And it is actually weird because the house is not drafty on its own, but I think it's the airflow which causes. And even though this room is in general warm because of the computers, but yeah. Or I'm just getting old. That is also a possibility. So I will say, if you want to go into illegal goods and want to transport that around, there is a little bit of a trick. If you buy it, you can actually make sure your freighter has a teleportation device for goods, and then you can activate use your freighter everywhere. You see, I can actually sell from it. So put it on your freighter and then get it through there when you are on the other station where you want to sell it, because then you won't get into trouble with the authorities around. So that was something I could sell. That was 15 million worth of gemstones, so I was happy with that. And the missions and the outlaw stations, it is most of them things I would not start doing. Well, unfortunately now I can't teleport to my freighter, but actually I can show you exactly what to do. So I can't teleport to my freighter because that's on the network, but I can go to one of my bases. Actually, I think this one is the one where my freighter is. I hope I'm right, otherwise doesn't really matter. Yeah, don't choke me weirdly out here. Why did you choke me outside when the teleportation thing is inside? That is just purely weird. So here I can go back to this system, but I can't do that from my freighter, so I have to jump a little bit weirdly around. Well, I would say you can't have everything on your freighter, but you can have everything which is out here. This was my starship. Everything out here you can have access to all the time. You need one of these, a matter beam. And oh, I have enough for that. Sorry, I got sidetracked here, but that one I have no hurry with. What you do is you use your upgrade thingies, the service frigate modules, and it's sitting there. So you unlock that. I think it cost 5. And then you just build it. It's actually, well, it takes 10 wiring looms, so that's 1 million. Unless you find them cheap, which I know you would. But yeah, that's what you have. So that's what you need, and that gives you access, but it doesn't give you access to the storage containers. But if you put out here what you would like to be able to access, you can see I have wiring looms out here, so just in case. And these shouldn't really be there, but yeah, there is a little bit of just in case here. I'm not sure what you mean. I have 10. You can get them from missions, and you can get them from saving freighters, if you get the reward, that is. And you can get them from crashed freighters, or you can get them from derelict freighters. I'm not going to spend money on them though, but no, it is a lottery, no doubt about that. It is really depending on how lucky you are, because I came in one place where there was 2 of them and 2 multi-tool slots, and I just took all the missions there because that was really useful. Can you two not fight around me? Okay, I'm falling out again. That is weird. I have a base. All it have is a couch and a teleporter. But it generates power without any usage, so that's actually quite good. But yeah, it can take and the same with crashed freighters, because you can find one and then you get 2 or 1 or 2 at the same side, and then the next 4 ones you don't get anything useful. So yeah, nature always wins. Some of my bases I had to declutter them sometimes. Where is the black hole? See if this black hole is better than the other one. It didn't send me very long. Yeah, if the ground is only grass or something like that, then it should be fine. It's where you remove trees, for instance, and then build your base a little bit further, I got, okay. Yeah, 1 million light years, but that is, it doesn't mean anything because it can be across the galaxy instead of towards the center. Now, if you remove things to build your base, then it has a tendency to come back after a while. And that's when you normally would get trees or other things growing out of your base. I have had the same encounters that I could teleport into the base, but I couldn't get out of it because it was simply so overgrown, and yeah, that was it really. Then you have two options: either to demolish the base or to remove the things which is in the way. They should go there. That one I don't want to have with me. I collect so much weird things. But it's one of the things which I really love about the game is that no matter what, you can always find something which is interesting. I'm a little bit sad that there isn't some of those proper good deep oceans where you could build a really nice underwater base, but the depth of the oceans on water planets doesn't seem to be very big or very deep. Well, I guess that's how it is. I read someone was writing on Reddit about the base of the planets and how deep it would be and how deep you could expect it to be. So that wouldn't be overly much. I choose the blade. And door number 2. Let's see if I can get the game to crash again. Well, it is a hydroponic bay, but it's a little bit different. I'm still not farming the carbon. I cannot be bothered. Yeah, that's the same for me. I know you can do it, and but I mean, my point is very often with these things, yeah, you can. There are glitches or errors which means you can get loads of stuff out of it, but I don't feel I need to. I have not had a game where I've been struggling with coins or nanites. I seem to get them, and yeah, it's nice in the beginning of the game that you can get a little bit extra, but yeah. Besides that, I could say war, but I have a feeling that would be a little bit too much. I have learned quite a lot of words from the Viking. Oh, Viking, you have to go into this room as well, because there is another nanite. No, the thing is, I do know some of the tricks so you can get a lot of extra stuff, but I don't really use it myself, so if anyone wants to see it, yeah, I can show it. That's not a problem. Multi-tool. I have filled my multi-tool out, so, but I have alternative ones, so I actually wanna just fill them out as well. Yeah, I mean, my first or second save, I played there. I had a obsession to getting all the words. I don't know how many there is, but now with the latest, you can actually see. How many words there is and how many you have learned. And what I have done with this save is that I take a couple of words on each station and that's it. And that's not as much for the words, it's more because when you talk to them, sometimes they give you gifts. And that can be anything. And sometimes there is some real gems in between, and that's actually what I'm trying to get. Not so much, but of course the more words you have, the better you understand what they are actually asking of you. And it's not these which is needed for that. No, it's when you at some planet someone is telling you, yeah, this was one I didn't want to talk to. He wants to work for me, but so you get as much understanding from what they're saying. But I'm not chasing it for the words. I'm doing it for the bonus you can get from them. But yeah, I mean, again, it's kind of what you want to do in your own game, isn't it? Whoop, 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 whoop. If you want to explore all language, all planets you meet, all lore around the different races, you have the opportunity to do so. No one will tell you you can't. It's your time, it's your game, it's your pleasures. If you find that is funny, go. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think it's a little bit more pragmatic than that. No dancing ladies. And some people don't know the difference between exotic and erotic. What am I actually supposed to do? I think I'm just supposed to scan minerals. Yeah.
Units received. Units received. Units received. Units received.
I'll take a couple of animals at the same time.
Units received.
That's always good coins. I was once to a very low league football match, and they were advertising that after the match, in the hall next to the stadium, there was an exhibition of erotic birds. They had a poster up which said it was exotic birds, not erotic birds. Made me laugh.
Units received.
So was that it, or was there any more?
Technology
Not
recharge.
sure I'm actually getting information.
Technology recharge.
I need to allow this. I'm not one with yeah. Well, in certain places they do refer to ladies as birds, so they might have had some well, what was it? Exotic dancers. sometimes make me laugh when people make mistakes like that. I must admit I'm not very interested in birds, so I never went and looked whether it was the feathered ones or differently. Well, it's looking after me so I don't get trapped. I have not seen anything yet I haven't approved to be said. I'm not a very sensitive person with words, and yeah, well, I mean, the funny thing is, I always upload the videos to YouTube, and so it always asks, "Is this made for kids?" And I always, by default, say no, because I don't want to be thinking about what I say, and if I say something which could be thought as being yeah, that's but the thing for me is that I want people to be free, and I mean, not necessarily but be free in a funny, interesting way. That's okay. But don't slack strangers off on the internet. I never like that. I think that's absolutely horrible. So you're sitting watching steamers. I hope that's a terminology for trains rather than anything else. Not those steaming clothes or something like that. No, I will say I don't understand the people's need to tell other people weird things they wouldn't say to them to their face if they met on the street. That's I kind of have it like, well, I would not tell anyone something I wouldn't tell them if they were standing in front of me. But I would always do it in a nice way. Yeah. No, I fully agree. Decency to other people is that's one of the things which sometimes can really tick me off in online games, because people are writing the most horrible things that if they said that to the face of someone, they would be beaten up. I'm sure of that. I mean, Yeah, I know I'm sometimes a stupid noob, and you don't have to tell me that. I'm fully aware of it myself. Uh, and but why do you have the need to tell people that they are bad players or whatever they are? Why do you have the need to tell people they have to uninstall the game and play something else? That has sometimes, and the worst part is, yeah, you should play Tetris instead. Are you aware how difficult Tetris actually is? That's not the most simple of games. Yeah, no, I agree. But unfortunately, I think sometimes the game manufacturers are very bad at actually catching these kind of things. Because they should not accept live chat with online bullying. That's wrong. Again, you would not accept that in real life. Could you imagine a workplace with being so toxic? I would not work a place like that very long. So I ran off to a new system. I don't know. There's a lot of A-class in this area I am in. So I can take one of my other multi-tools and put a slot on. Yeah, that doesn't look good. It was one I got for free, so don't judge me. But I do swap when I go through the center and stuff like that. I actually need to repair them at some point. Yeah. The worst part is many of those people has been bullied their whole life, and then they sit now behind the screen being decent to a game, and then think they can tell everyone the things they've been exposed to themselves. And that is so wrong. It is so wrong. Ah, green numbers, I like that. Oh, I got sold most of the things today. Yeah, no, that's I've done that sometimes. I have had things which, oh, this look cool. It used to be ships mainly that, oh, this look cool. Yeah, it is a C-class, but it looks nice to fly around in. I don't want to waste money on him. No, I know a lot of people are looking for multi-tools which looks like a specific weapon or some they know from other games and they want it to look like that, or they have some preferences. And I actually like that because it is all about finding finding your feet, what you want to do. And again, most of the time you play for yourself. So whether it's CBAS doesn't really matter as long as it keeps you alive and make you do the things you're doing. No, I don't see anything on my screen. But there's light background, you say? I'm checking my Twitch now and see. Well, I note the time, so I'll check the video. The thing is, sometimes my internet gets a little bit dodgy. I only have to say it's on open reach, so that can sometimes go haywire, but as far as I've seen, the bitrate and the stream has been fine today, so. And I have not noticed anything. Okay. It could be I'm just blind. It wouldn't be the first time. So let's go and see the mission guy. Let's see on the stream. No. I don't see anything, not on my screen, nor on the stream. I'll check the video as well. I will check the video as well, because OBX is catching those kind of things if there is something. Well, I have noticed sometimes Twitch on iPads is weird, but I don't know. It could easily be the feed from here as well. I like my video tender. According to OBX, is running at 60 FPS, so that should be fine. Actually, I can see something in game. Yeah. That's in the game. That's not you. It's up here. I can see that. Yeah, that's in the game. Oh, my graphic card is dying. I hope not. Yeah, that I can see, yeah. And now it's annoying me. I will have to check if I can't be. I mean, it shouldn't be my graphic card. Okay, I'll have to go and hunt pirates. Okay, good we found that out, so yeah, I actually saw some of the updates because oh, I can see it now on this guy. Jesus, I wish you hadn't told me. Mm. Yeah. Well, it could be I need a new driver for my graphic card. I'll check with NVIDIA. No, of course you should, because it's actually nice. But now I see it everywhere. It's actually nice to know where it comes from, because I'm very paranoid with the stream, because I don't like to die on that part. But I mean, yeah, I'll see if there is a graphic card update, because that might be. It sometimes they do graphic with a specific driver, and if I don't have that driver, it might do this. I don't know, but I have seen that happen in other games sometimes when there's update. And I should of course have checked that, but the thing is, NVIDIA normally tells me when it's time to do it. Yeah, I got quite a hefty computer. I like to play very graphic games, and I hate to sit with low settings because I feel I lose some of the game. The only thing I can say, unfortunately, I'm playing on a Dell computer, so no HP. Sorry. HP bought Omen, and that's their gaming brand now. So my daughter used to work for HP, so we have a little bit of well, it was either that or Alienware. Alienware is still, so that's. It's always a choice between which disease you rather want nowadays. I used to build computers myself, but it's simply gotten so expensive to buy the parts for it. Buying a CPU on its own is very easily up over $1,000 if you want something properly, and then a board which goes with it, and then can't really compete with the manufactured prices anymore. Yeah, I did actually look at them as well, but I didn't really find something which was competitive with the others. Before I go anywhere, I have to take a 2-minute break. I need the bathroom, so stay with me. I'll be back very quickly. So back again. Sorry for that. It's this typical thing that you're saying, you don't have to. You don't have to. Yes, you do. So. These are quite interesting, but I don't want to do. Well, actually, these two is picking up the same thing. So that would just be to go and do it. Of course, finding them could be. It's not like I have some already. No. Sometimes I actually have what they need, so that makes it even easier. I thought my cat was going to jump around, but no. Oh, there was none on that. Planet. I could have go to my base, but where's the fun in that? So that one is in the way of everything here. I was higher up than I thought. I started getting a little bit nervous with the landscape there. It's toxic, very toxic. At least that is filled up. What are you up to? What are you doing? Are you tormenting the poor dog? Oh dear.
Update. Storm clearing. Units received. Units received. Units received. Units received. Units received. Units received.
Ah, metal fingers. I like that. I am aware that there are sentinels on this planet, so
Units received.
there's 15 kinds of animals on this toxic planet.
Units received.
No, it's the cat, which is, I think he is playing around with her because he can get around in smaller spaces than she can, so he teases her and then run through. That's the funny thing, because the dog is relatively smart and the cat is smart, so it becomes some funny battles between them sometimes. Or not battles, but they
Units received.
they play around, and it's actually funny to see.
Units received.
It was a little bit funny because the cat is quite old. We had him from he was just before a year old, and that's 14 years or something like that. So he is, well, we used for fun to call him a grumpy old cat, and he looks, his resting face is very grumpy. But after we got the puppy, he had become young again in a whole other way. He's playing around. He actually have reinvented how to being a cat, and that's really nice to see. We were a little bit concerned that he would not take that kindly, but he has. And even though we claim he won't admit it, but he actually likes her, and that is kind of the truth. I'm doing nothing here. You're seeing nothing. These are not the droids you're looking for. I must admit, I'm greedy. I want the whole thing here. I didn't go mole mode because of the Sentinel. It was because of the environment, the weather. Yeah, and when I came out from the ship, it took quite hefty on the shielding, so I thought that better not take any stupid chances. I have died once today. That was enough. I took a mission where I had to kill a Sentinel quad, and I thought I'd done that before, I can do that. And I was absolutely stupid, and I got killed, so yeah. Very entertaining viewing, I can say. No, neither do I. And I was sitting explaining that you have to find the battleground which suits you and do the thing so you control what you're doing. And I did, and something just went wrong, and I think I broke all my own rules about being careful and keeping paying attention to your health and stuff like that. Go mole mode when necessary. No, I didn't, and that. But I got it in the end. That was the funny thing. I killed that as that killed me. So that was. It was kind of okay in the end, but I hate dying in any game, really. The worst kind is I found some of these survival games quite interesting, where you actually have to survive and you have to make puzzles to survive. And I find them a little bit intriguing, but some of them is freaking hard. And you don't have any information what you're supposed to do, and you just go by, well, I know if I do this and do that, then I can make that, and you try to go for that, and to a certain degree it works, but then you're always missing something. But I do like games which actually challenge my intellect a little bit. Nothing to see. Stay over there. Just stay over there. Thank you. So, do I have any fungal mold in view? A lot of animals here. This should have been the planet I fed them on. That would have been easy. There's a fungal cluster, that's what I need. I still remember the very first time I encountered a sentinel, and I was like, oh, there's one. That's nothing, I can kill one of them. And yeah, I killed it. Then 5 more came. I was like, what? And yeah. The rest is history.
Alert. Navigational data received.
I want to make sure I have enough for both of them. Yeah. There we go. Where was the ship? It was over there. Yeah, I'm sorry I can't help you out there. I should install it on the Xbox and try out, see if I could but I'm not a very good player with the controls. Oh shit. But I would say it should be possible. It's on the PC. It's the one you hit things with. You combine that with the jetpack. So I don't know if you have a button to press to hit with. I, by the way, never found out what I'm supposed to hit with that hit. Yeah, well, I was just thinking that it might be the same combination on the controller, but how it sits on the controller, that's what I don't know. Can you do that? Okay. I did not know you could do that. Well, that actually makes sense, because sometimes when I use it with my jetpack, I get some. Yeah, but sometimes I get some resources when I do it, and I'm thinking, where did I get that from? That actually makes sense. Then I hit it. I learned something now. You don't need a multi-tool. You can just hit your way through the game. That's actually fascinating. It kind of reminds me of those gamers which only play. Yeah, but those gamers which go full retro without any mods, or actually play almost Amish gaming. No multi-tool. We punch things. That might be how you one-shot them. Yeah, but I read something on Reddit, someone having a go on everyone who put mods on games and calling people losers for making things easier. And the funny thing is, I'm one who has been modding games for many, many years. And it's not to make them easier, on the contrary, some games I actually make them much harder by modding them. Uh, but it's also about making games more accessible to your needs. For instance, in No Man's Sky, you can mod it. Um, One of the things I didn't like about the game in the beginning was that I felt that the slots for resources and stuff.
Navigational data received.
Oh God, it's not here. Okay. Um, the amount of stuff you could have in the slot was way too few. So I modded it so you could have, I think it was 100,000 or more. And I did it not to earn more money or anything, because I still just hoard things. So whether I have 9,999 or a million in the same slot doesn't make any difference. Yeah, it gives me a little bit more slots availability, but I don't see it makes the game easier in any way. But and there is a lot of things that people always, oh, you shouldn't do this, you're breaking the game. Well, if I paid 60 quid for a game and I think it would be better by doing something, yeah. And that is where I think modding is absolutely fine, because it's a single player game. Literally, you don't get any overhand over any competition. You can play exactly like you want, and it doesn't really matter. So if you mod it and can have 1,000 instead of 20, it's your choice. But I must admit, the reason I don't mod anymore is that every time there's an update, the mods fuck up. So you have to either rewrite them or find them in a new version and stuff like that, and I couldn't actually be bothered. So I was like, okay, sort of, then let's just take it as it is. So yeah, but I mean, again, why be on the back for people doing things? I actually see most people mod the games, and those who write the mods is people actually loving a game and want to improve something they feel could make things better for the gamers. So, and we can go back and hand these in. They were relatively simple. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Where are you going? Yeah, I mean, let people play as they want to. That's but I know some games. Think about it. I used to play a lot of football manager games. I don't anymore because I think it has become a little bit too close to reality. I think there's too much money in modern football. So, but that's my personal opinion. But those games you used to mod them by putting proper stadiums, proper players, proper logos, player pictures, whatever it was. It doesn't change the game, it just gives better things to look at. I know there was others modding so you could find all the talents and stuff like that. I never did that because I don't find that makes things too easy. I don't like that either. A game should have some sort of challenge. If it doesn't, then it becomes just tedious in my book. The same as a game like Civilization, no matter what number you choose, at some point you get tired playing the native civilization, so you want something new and exciting, and that's where you start modding it. You put new civilizations in you can play, and why not? It's a new challenge, it's a new thing, and you recycle the game and keep adding hours of enjoyment in the game, whereas it would otherwise would be okay, done, bored now. So this was not the most exciting rewards, but it's okay. It's okay. So I unfortunately think it's about the time to return to the freighter and start cleaning up and wrapping up for today. It's been a little bit of a traumatic day, dying and all that. Yeah, I'm thinking that I had a quite long day today, so and if I'm not careful, oh, me too. Yeah, have a really nice holiday, and I want to hear all about it. That lucky man is going to the Caribbean for holiday. That's really nice. I wish it was me. But I will say, I will be back tomorrow at the normal time again, so I'm here, but Bampan will not be here. He will be going on holiday. You lucky kid. Oh. I don't have a holiday until April, but that's not too bad though. I'm going a week to Paris, so that's not the most intriguing holiday, but it's nice to have a change of scenery sometimes. Well, Little Paprika, you are always welcome like everyone else, and it's nice to have a little bit of yeah. Well, I will remember the tender video. That's one of the good ones. I will say there is sometimes autocorrect makes you actually want not to use that ever again, because well, there's a lot of videos on YouTube about how that can go. How many can I make today? Not many. So I'm just hoarding as usual here. It's getting a bad habit, I know, but it is it's my curse, I would say. And believe me, I do that in all types of games. Bit of refining to do. That's fine. So yeah, I will say good night to everyone on the stream, and I'll be back tomorrow at a little bit before 8 o'clock GMT, and then run normal program through there. Everyone is welcome. Come and light up the chat. It's always a little bit more interesting. So I will thank you for watching, and have a good continued night, day, whatever it is where you are. Take care out there. See you tomorrow.